we've got, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4 examples, and I took up a lot of space, so I'm low on room down here. So we've got, oh no, 5 examples. All right, let's start here with example B. So we're still on this same page where we've been. If I have r minus 7 and it's telling me to square it, what is it really asking me to do? If you square something, what does squaring something tell you? Like if I had 4 squared, what does 4 squared mean?
4 times 4.
4 times 4. So we took that number and we multiplied it by itself. So what does this mean if we apply that same idea?
Will be 7 times 7.
Well, it's going to be the whole set of parentheses
Yeah, twice.
times the whole set of parentheses. So it's basically that set of parentheses twice being multiplied by itself. All right, so when I think about these, I call it like double distributing. So I still think of these types of problems as distributing. In the first set of parentheses, I'm going to start with a letter. So I'm going to, or not a letter, but I'm going to start with one of the terms. And I'm going to multiply that into the next term. So I've got r, and I'm going to start by multiplying that into these two. So it's like I'm distributing. Let's put in ones for our exponents. R to the first times R to the first. We add our exponents. What do those add up to? R to the second. R times negative 7. Negative 7r. Okay, so I took care of the r, and now I'm going to go back and I'm going to take care of the negative 7. So now I'm going to deal with this term. Negative 7 times r is what? Yeah, we just kind of lived that a second ago, didn't we? And then we're going to multiply here. Negative 7 times negative 7. It'd be 7 squared, which is going to give me 49. Now, here's the spot where I'm saying it's like a combination of the last couple days. Because now, when I stop and I think, oh, this might be my final answer, it isn't. Because do you see how these are like terms? These are both r to the first. If I have negative 7 r's and somebody comes and takes away 7 more, how many do I have negative total? Yeah, I have negative 14r total. So this is a combination of things. This is a combination of multiplying and then also adding and subtracting like terms. So it's what we've been doing, but like a combination of both those days. Okay. Next one. Let's come over here. I'm going to do this one and I'm going to color code it. So there are kind of some different ways that I can show you this. So I'm going to try a couple different ones and see which one works best for you. Okay, so we have 2 sets of parentheses again, yeah? I'm going to start with my a. If I have a times a, what does that give me?
2a? No, 1a.
Remember, you add your exponents. This is a to the
power, or like, yeah,
a to the power of 2. Good. And then a times 6 is 6a. Okay, so that's me distributing that first term. And now I'm going to do the next one. Here comes my negative 3. Negative 3 times a is what?
Negative 3.
Negative 3a, yeah. Negative 3 times positive 6. Negative 18. And now, before I go to get my final answer, I start looking through for like terms. Do I have any other a squareds?
No.
No, bummer. So that's just going to stay a squared. I come to 6a. Are there any other terms that have just an a?
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
right beside it. It's
So,
negative 3.
yeah, right beside it. I like it when they're right next to each other even. So if I have 6a and I take away 3 a's, how many a's do I have left?
3.
Yeah, 3 a's left. And then I have just a minus 18.
And that just stays.
Yeah, that just stays. There's nothing I can do with that. Okay? I think I like the color coding better. Do we like the color coding?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's keep doing it that way. I think that's going to help more. All right, so 4a, Let's start here. 4a, and we're going to distribute it in. 4a times a is what? 4a squared. All right, here we go. Let's move here. Oh, we've got two variables now. Let's start with just the numbers. 4 times -2 is what? -8. And then we have an a and a b.
I put AB.
Yeah, we're just going to put AB. So they just kind of smush next to each other. We can't add their exponents up. They're not the same letter.
So then, when you do the
Go ahead.
next one, and then you put the A and the B back together, then there's an imaginary one in front of it.
Correct. Yes. So A times B is just going to be 1AB. All right, so A times B is just AB. So when you're multiplying things and they're not compatible, it almost reminds me of like water and oil. Have you ever tried to mix water and oil before? Yeah, it doesn't mix, does it? Like it might stay together for a second if you shake it a bunch, but it's not going to stay together long. So just like that, these things don't mix. They stay separate from each other. So the same thing here. The A and the B are there. We smushed them together, but they can't combine any more than that.
Go at me.
I just throw stuff at you this morning. Maybe a life left in here. There's one life left at the bottom. Might be worth it to make it not sticky. Okay, next. Again, this is b to the first. So b times -2b. So first of all, if this is a 1 times -2 is what?
What were we saying?
Negative.
1, I multiply my coefficients. So 1 times -2. -2, right? And then b times b is b,
To the second power.
yes.
Let's go.
Okay.
That's what I did too.
So now we're here, but we need to make sure we double check for like terms. We always kind of have to take a step back and look for those. Do I have any other terms that are just an a squared?
No.
No. So 4a squared stays, there are no buddies. Do I have any other
Yes.
terms that are ab? Yes. -8 plus 1 gives me what? -7ab. And then this one on the end, do I have any other b squareds? No. So this is just going to stay -2b squared. So again, it'd be lovely if we could condense this even more, but that's not a thing. This is as much as we can do. Okay? All right. The last two, I'm really low on space, so I might even use a Post-it note over the top of this to help myself. The other thing that I don't love when I'm looking at this, I always like my smaller set of parentheses first. Do you see how my bigger set of parentheses is here and then the smaller one second? I'm going to switch the order. And remember, we're allowed to do that because of the commutative property. 2 times 3 is 6, 3 times 2 is also 6. So the first thing I'm going to do is rewrite it like this. If anybody else is short on room like I am and would like a stick-it note, you are more than welcome to stick-it notes. Remember, we wrote some extra stuff at the bottom, so if you need a Post-it there so you can have some extra space, like I said, feel free to grab one. Multiple colors. Grab your favorite color. Okay, I'm going to move this up a little bit. So this is example E that I'm doing right now. And again, if you need more space, grab a Post-it. All right, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here we go. Let's start with the C. So the way that I think of this is everybody's picking up a C. So I'm sending a C through, everybody's getting a C. So they have one more C than they had the first time. So 2c squared becomes 2c to the third. C times -8c to the second power. And then this one didn't have a C, but guess what? Now it does. So a way to think about that is everything picked up a C. You gave everybody a C. You distributed distributed a C to everything in that second set of parentheses. All right, so I'm going to show you one other kind of trick that you can use when you're adding these together. This is what Miss Littleton likes to do, I know.
How'd you get 8?
Where?
I thought my problem says 4 on the end.
Oh, it says 4 on the end? Oh, I wrote 8. Let's just pretend it's 8.
Okay, let's see if
That's
we
my
can
bad.
Alright,
That's my bad. I rewrote it wrong.
alright, I got you.
Some sort of weirdness happened. We're just going to go with it.
Okay.
Okay. Let's multiply through the -3. So everything's getting multiplied by a -3, all the big numbers. -3 times 2 is going to give me what?
Oh.
Yeah, if you don't know, grab a calculator. You can use a calculator.
Negative
Positive
6.
or negative?
Negative C's.
Negative?
-6. And then am I getting any more C's?
Yes. Wait, yes.
So how many C's do I have total? Yeah, still 2, right? It's -6 C squared. So -3 times 2 is -6. And then I just have that C squared. Now, do you see how this step I'm lining it up? This is what I was talking about when I said what Miss Littleton likes to do. Do you see why I line those two up? Why are they above and below?
It's just easier.
Because we can combine them in the end because they're like terms. All right, -3 times -8 is what?
24.
24. And then we just have a C. And again, I'm going to line that up. You're good? Okay. And then -3 times the 8, that should have been a 4, but whatever. -3 times 8, what is that?
Negative 24.
-24. Okay. And then I'm going to draw a line under this, and I'm going to go through and I'm going to add up my like terms. Does C cubed have a buddy I can add to it?
No.
No, so it just says 2C cubed. -8 minus 6 more. I was going to say, go to your calculator if you need to.
Wait,
Negative 14.
-14 C squared.
Squared.
I have 8 C's and somebody gives me 24 more. How many do I have now? It's a lot of C's.
32.
32 C.
Oh, that's a lot of C's.
And then there's nothing to combine to the -24, so it's just going to stay.
It can be with the 2C, that's lovely.
Yes. It can be, but it can't be combined with it. It can be near it for support, for emotional support. It can be an emotional support 24, but it can't combine with it. Okay, let's do the last one. I'm going to write it down and hopefully correctly this time is the dream. Okay, so part F. I'm going to do the same thing I told you guys last time. I like my small parenthesis first and my bigger parenthesis second. And look at me writing them correctly.
Did you write it? Oh,
I think I did.
hold on. Good job.
Thank you. I was going to say, somebody be in charge of me this morning. All right, so here we are with this one. Again, I like the smaller one first. Does it matter? No, you can leave it the way it is. All right, let's start with the Y. So everybody gets a Y. You get a Y. You get a Y, right? It's like Oprah. All right, so Y times Y squared. If I pick up a Y, what am I at?
Y.
Y cubed, right? We've got one more Y than we had a second ago. So we are at Y squared. We gain a Y, Y cubed. All right, now this one gains a Y. So what's this one going to be? Yes. And now this one picks up a Y. So it's going to be 5Y. Good. I like it. Leo's locked in. Okay, let's take the 3 and send it through. So remember, kind of like what Demias was saying, if there's no number out front, there's a 1 hiding there. So 3 times 1 is...
-3. Or 3.
Yeah, it's positive. So 3 times 1 is going to be 3. And then I have my Y squared. So I have 3Y squared. And I'm going to line that up under my other Y squared. 3 times -7Y. Start out with just 3 times -7. What's that going to give you? 21.
Negative.
And it's going to be negative because one was positive, one was negative. And then we still have our y with it. And then last but not least, 3 times 5?
15.
15. Okay. I'm going to add them on up. Does y cubed have anything I can add to it?
No.
Nope, it just stays y cubed. Negative 7 plus 3.
Negative 4.
Yeah, negative 4y squared. 5 minus 21.
Negative 16.
Mm-hmm. And then nothing plus 15 is
That is 15.
15. Okay, so this would be my final answer. And again, you can always feel free to box in your final answer, especially when you've got a couple steps of work. It's always nice to tell me, like, this is what it is. This is my final answer here. So I'm gonna zoom out. Those are all the problems we did. I'm gonna give you some